Magister Merlin, something's seriously wrong with the students here. To clear Zoria's name once and for all, I restarted the investigation into the hypofiend that disappeared during the exam. I planned to question the students myself. But when they try to speak, it's all nonsense. I can't understand a single word. They don't seem to be playing a prank. Something strange is happening on campus.
Bower, go, Galaprana, Trarlachana Barlar.
It's like secrecy magic, but not exactly. When I interrogated Niall, he couldn't speak certain key facts at all. These students can speak, but whatever they say, we simply can't understand. Have you encountered anything like this before? The cause is unknown, and with so many students affected, we need to act fast. No one commands more respect here at the Serene Lyceum than you. You're the best person to handle this. If you need me, don't hesitate to call.
You came because of the sudden illness, right? Hebler and I have been treating them since early morning, but nothing seems to work. Our biggest obstacle is that we still don't know what this condition is, so we can't apply the right cure. The speech loss is bizarre. Not a single medical text I know describes anything like it. I've checked thoroughly. No injuries, no curses, no hostile magic anywhere.
We've tried everything we can think of. Nothing changes. I'm considering transforming into an animal to communicate differently. Maybe we'll see something new.
And we could ask other animals if they've noticed anything strange, or seen symptoms like this.
I've studied shapeshifting for years, and this is the first time humans are less intelligible than animals. Even as an owlbear, I couldn't communicate. Other animals are fine. This affliction seems to only affect humans.
To be precise, only Serene Lyceum students. Teachers, staff, even shopkeepers on Holt Street. None are affected.
This is tough. It's like trying to roast a turnip with a birthday candle. And Headmistress Durella, we reported this to her, but she hasn't responded.
Teachers and staff have received no instructions. No one's keeping the students calm. If Headmaster Lamar was still here, he'd hold a school assembly immediately. But Durella isn't Lamar. We can't rely on her. So Merlin. The lecture hall and library have the most students. They're most likely to cause chaos. I'd suggest checking them first. We'll keep trying treatments. I'll update you immediately if anything changes.
Professor Merlin! I didn't expect you here. You mean these students making strange noises? I'm at my wit's end. Yesterday, class was normal. Today, it's chaos. Even though I'm the teacher now, I'm at a complete loss. Professor, look. Now you can see just how bad it's gotten. Exactly. All in a single day, and there's no solution. Durella hasn't issued a single notice. Have you found a cure? So not even you could achieve it? If teachers and students can't communicate, magic lessons are pointless. If this continues, I may have to suspend classes. Ever since Headmaster Lamar passed, the school lost its guiding pillar. Durella may be acting headmistress, but she can't command the same respect. Thank goodness you're here, Professor Merlin. Please restore order to the Lyceum.
Magister Merlin, no one can talk. Everyone's chirping and squeaking like animals. Dura above. If even Professor Lorraine can't sense hostile magic, then this isn't a curse. Impossible. Mel is the most diligent student. She's Professor Lorraine's favorite. She loves divination. She'd never sabotage class. And if so many students planned a prank, someone would have leaked it. I've heard nothing. This must be some powerful magic, or a weird illness. Magister Merlin, please solve this soon. I don't want Mel or anyone else trapped like this.
Halt! You have violated Article 1, Section 3 of the Serene Lyceum Regulations. No one may interfere with or evade punishments. You have already obstructed school punishments twice. According to the rules, you will be sent to the detention chamber for 3 days. Rule breakers must be punished.
Stitchy will protect us!
May the spirits guide your path.
Yay, Stitchy! We won! Merlin, you woke me up again. And you didn't even bow to the school regulations book. Oh? I thought the Serene Lyceum had returned to its usual peace. Tell me, what could possibly make our great Merlin so flustered? If making strange noises counts as loss of speech, then my occasional late arrivals count as perfect attendance. Don't give me that look.
You know I hate working. Fine, I do know about the speech loss. Since this morning, nearly a fifth of the students here can't speak properly. And the number is still rising. How would I know? I'm not omniscient. Plus, it's not my responsibility to figure it out. I'm just the strict, boring rulebook, stuck in the library all day. I admit, I am a little curious about why students can't speak properly. After all, it does increase my workload. I've punished more students today than in the past month combined. Rules are rules. Students making strange noises in the library must be punished. If I had to make exceptions all the time, there would be no rules at all. Anyways, I don't know the cause of this strange situation, but I'd check Holt Street if I were you. There are always tons of students there. And you can usually find interesting information where students gather. Now, shouldn't you let me enjoy some quiet, alone time? Clever as always. I'm off to continue my break. And next time you come, remember to bow.
A wolf. Are you here with your master too, seeking justice? My master's spectacular lack of common sense has finally caught up with him. I told him not to trust that shady Brands. Any fool knows unconditional magic growth is just marketing for the gullible. But no, he signed a magic contract anyway, with enthusiasm. Humans are exhausting. He lost half his magic in minutes. The school labeled the whole thing a scam, and now he can't even speak normally. So here they all are, every last duped human, gathered to demand justice they can't verbally express. According to my master, yes. They came to seek justice, but now they can't speak. Correct. Nothing but nonsense sounds. Though honestly, that's not far from how some of them speak on a normal day. Magic requires effort. A shocking revelation, I know. But my master and these humans believed a contract could solve all their problems. And this is what they get. Consequences. Delicious educational consequences. Naturally. I would've, but he rescued me when I was astray. Now I'm emotionally indebted. Disgusting, really. Look at him. Lost and helpless. What choice do I have? I must supervise him so he doesn't walk into more scams.
Am I seeing things? You're Magister Merlin! Are you here to help these students who can't speak properly? That's great. With you here, this will be solved for sure. I came with my friend Vico. He, like everyone else here, planned to come to the Enchanted Cup days ago to demand compensation. You've probably heard about the recent magic contract incident. The mastermind used this shop here to lure people in until they fell into a trap. Some completely lost their magic, like Niall. Others who signed the contracts lost a huge portion of their magic permanently. It'll be very hard for them to achieve higher magical progress. Though they made mistakes, they are victims too, so they gathered to demand compensation. But this morning, we suddenly discovered that all students who signed the contracts have lost their voices. We all think this shop used some vicious method to make all the victims like this. They're probably avoiding responsibility. Yes, I tried to warn him, but he wouldn't listen. Back then, Vico really liked this drink shop. He came every other day. Eventually, he couldn't resist the temptation of a magic boost. Luckily, he hadn't signed it for long before the events during the selection brought the school's attention to the dangers of the magic contracts, and they were banned. That prevented Vico from ending up like Niall and the others, losing all his magic. But he still suffered significant damage from the contract's backlash, losing nearly half his magic power. Yeah. At first, when Vico couldn't speak this morning, we thought it was a prank. But more students were affected, and even Professor Solis couldn't fix it. This is serious. Magister Merlin, what is this? And can it be cured? Learning magic really doesn't have shortcuts. And even if it did, this isn't the way. Vico needs to understand that. I hope you can find a cure soon and track down whoever's behind this. I'm counting on you, Magister Merlin.
Even someone as legendary as you, Merlin, can't just make a scene outside the headmistress's office. Manners are not optional, Merlin. I expect even you understand that. Clever as always, Merlin. Speak. What exactly do you want? Why are you asking me that? It's none of your business. Oh, that. Just a magic prank. Probably some mischievous student's idea of fun. These kinds of pranks happen from time to time. Students have even blacked out dormitory windows so the whole building overslept. It's nothing to make a fuss about. And you barged in for this? Nonsense. That's impossible. How could the Syndicate's magic contracts have anything to do with campus pranks? You're overthinking this. The Serene Lyceum is just a school. Everyone is living their daily lives. There is no crisis that requires you to swoop in as some savior, Merlin. I overlooked your previous unauthorized investigations here, but from now on, I won't allow you to snoop around, asking questions everywhere. Speaking of that, there's something I'd like to ask you. You haven't taught a single class in 20 years, and when you suddenly left, you didn't even submit a resignation. In other words, you've been absent from work for 20 years. Care to explain? By school regulations, I could dismiss you and seek restitution. Perhaps he didn't, but I do. And right now, I am the headmistress. Understand? But I'm the one in charge of the school now. Besides that, I also have to consider whether to hold you accountable. You snuck in as a student during the selection and disrupted school order. Ah, that reminds me. I heard your magic tower contains a number of unregistered items, including unregistered hypofiends. According to the Faculty Conduct Code, such hazardous materials may not be privately kept on campus. I think perhaps I should arrange a compliance inspection to ensure everyone's safety isn't threatened. That is my duty as acting headmistress. Don't you agree, Merlin? As the acting headmistress, I care more about the Lyceum than you do, and I'm more familiar with what happens at the school. While you busy yourself with unnecessary inquiries, I have already called in an expert to solve the speech loss issue. No, Mr. Eston is an extraordinary psychologist, revered in the industry as the Grand Mentor. Well, since the great Magister Merlin can't fix it, perhaps someone else should try. Perhaps it's just a minor psychological issue. He should already be on campus. I announced his arrival to the entire school just before you barged in. I suggest you head to the art gallery to witness his methods firsthand. That should put your doubts to rest, yes?
Magister Merlin, did you bring him here? I heard he's here to treat that speech loss condition. Can he really fix something this strange? I see. Ah, actually, it's about the Mithril Consortium's accounts. You know our guild helps fund the Serene Lyceum every year. We donate a lot for campus improvements and teaching. That gives us the right to check and make sure the money's spent properly. But when I checked the accounts yesterday, I found a massive expenditure. The money was used to hire an expert-level psychologist to treat a serious mind-related illness among students. I found it suspicious, so I came to see the situation for myself. Yeah, the amount spent is huge. I can't believe one psychologist costs that much. I need to get to the bottom of this. The guild doesn't donate money just for people to skim off the top. I heard the Grand Mentor is about to begin treatment. I want to see if he really lives up to his reputation. Let's check it out together. You seem curious about the Grand Mentor's methods.
Yeah, I've seen regular healers and magic healers, but never psychological healing. And man, it's kind of hilarious. The weird sounds the students make, the aides all decked out. It's like watching a bad campus play. School's boring anyway. Might as well enjoy the show. Who knows? But he sure sounds impressive. I'm all for the Lyceum thriving, but I stay on the sidelines just cheering.
This is serious. You aren't concerned at all?
Look, I'm not top of the class, but I'm not failing either. I mind my own business. Yeah, I bend a few harmless rules, but I don't make real trouble. So yeah, I stay neutral when it comes to things like this.
Magister Merlin. Perfect timing. With you here, maybe we can expose this Grand Mentor for what he is. This is the Serene Lyceum, the greatest magic academy in Asperia. We have the best mages here, and not to mention the legendary Magister Merlin. If even you and Professor Solis couldn't fix this ailment, how could some outsider manage it so easily? I've studied healing magic and read widely on the subject, but I've never heard of this mana triangle theory. I doubt it really works. Unless the whole thing is staged. What if the Grand Mentor bribed students to pretend they're sick? Maybe accusing them of faking is too harsh. But either way, I don't trust this man who appeared out of nowhere. Headmistress Durella must have walked right into his trap. That's why she trusts him so blindly. But once he fails, the school's reputation will be a joke. The Great Lyceum, duped by a cheap con artist. I won't let that happen. So for the Academy's sake, I refuse to trust him. Huh?
Hello, everyone. I'm Nock, Grand Mentor Eston's chief aide. I'll be handling order at the venue today. Please line up and keep your voices down. Of course, I'm the most trusted of all the aides. Please don't doubt Grand Mentor Eston. Haven't you heard of his great accomplishments?
I've been all over the place, but I've never heard of him.
Clearly you're not well informed. I'd bet anything that the Grand Mentor could heal these students without even breaking a sweat. Grand Mentor Eston is the most renowned psychological expert of our age, a master of healing disorders of the mind. In his book, The Codex of the Mind, he introduced the revolutionary mana triangle theory. He used it to create a brand new therapy that restores mana through psychological treatment. A great mind isn't understood by the common person. The point is, do not question him. Trust him, praise him, follow him, and you will be rewarded.
Dear students, put down your wands. Today, we don't need magic. We need open hearts and honest minds. I know some of you are doubtful, some hopeful, some anxious, and some afraid. When your voices suddenly failed you, when all you could produce were strange, animal-like sounds, you sought out healers, and the healers told you it was vocal strain or some kind of curse, didn't they? No, this is not a curse, not a prank, and not a physical injury. It is your soul's fear of speaking. You think those strange sounds mean you're sick? No, they are your emotional mana calling out for help. You've been treating the body, ignoring the mana triangle, where emotion, flesh, and power meet. As I clearly wrote in the Codex of the Heart, the voice is emotional mana made manifest as vibration. When fear makes you clench your jaw, mana hardens in your throat. Your fear surges back into the language center of your mind and creates a blockage. Through repeated experiments, I've proven this. Emotional imbalance always appears before physical symptoms. You are not sick. Some painful memory is simply swallowing your voice. Now then, I'd like to invite one of our friends with the ailment to the stage, so I can turn theory into practice and show you the method myself. You there, in the first row. Would you be willing to come up and assist? Good. Now you must do exactly as I say. Your complete trust is not a request. It is the foundation, a pact between us. Do you understand? Excellent. Then follow me.
Dura above. It's a miracle. I believed him and I followed the steps and the weird noises just disappeared. No wonder a genius like him came up with the mana triangle theory. I really need to check out his other works. Yes, she gave me potions and used magic. Nothing worked. Honestly, I had zero expectations. If Professor Solis couldn't do it, how could anyone? But somehow, it worked. Not that she's bad. I just never thought psychology could be this powerful. Unusual. No, I just trusted him and followed instructions. And suddenly, I could speak. Yeah, just like how I suddenly couldn't speak before. Maybe this is how some illnesses are. Overexcited and exhausted. Like I cast a spell that was too big for me. Sorry, I should head back and rest. I've got classes to catch up on.
This is like one of Savannah's traveling theater troupes performing. And not even a good one. You're a Magister. Have you ever seen anything like that? I've traveled all over, and I've never seen anything like this. And the Academy paid him so much money. Enough to hire 10 top doctors from Savannah. And for a man no reputable circle seems to have heard of. Magister, something about this incident doesn't sit right. I'm going to talk to Aurelian. He handles Lyceum funding for the Mithril Consortium. All payments from the Guild to the Academy need his stamp of approval. He also keeps a close watch on the funds, making sure nothing slips through the cracks. Want to come? He should still be patrolling the shops on Holt Street.
You both seem preoccupied. I trust this is an opportunity for me to offer my assistance. I must admit, last time we met, I was unaware I was speaking with the celebrated Magister Merlin. Magister, if you ever take an interest in commerce or wealth management, I'd be delighted to explore opportunities with you. Partnering with a mage of your caliber could be mutually beneficial. A true win-win partnership, if you will. Ah, Well, opportunity doesn't always knock twice, but for you, I'll leave the light on. So what brings you two here today?
There's a large expense on the Lyceum's books for hiring a psychologist named Esten to provide therapy for the students. Do you remember authorizing that?
Ah, yes. His rates were above standard, I admit. But talent like this doesn't come cheap. Securing him required some personal leverage on my part. That payment wasn't just for his services, it was also an investment in the consortium's network and future influence. I've heard that with his help, students who are struggling have already recovered. Money is valuable, yes, but health is far more precious. I'm sure you'd agree.
Yes, but I've never heard of Esten. Who exactly is he?
Many chase fame relentlessly. Some, however, prefer to work quietly, pursuing knowledge without fanfare. I understand your concern over the cost. It may seem steep, but in truth, this is a win-win. I'm helping the Serene Lyceum build a sustainable, self-contained economic ecosystem. Business strategy might not be your thing, but no worries. I'll give you the short version. Each year, the Mithril Consortium makes generous donations to the Lyceum. Yet, the school only collaborates with select partners and runs a few small shops nearby. Normally, our return would be limited. The school's real resource is the students, their trust, their loyalty, their untapped potential. Yes, we paid above market rates for Esten, but in doing so, we planted seeds of trust. Supporting the students when they need it most builds bonds far more valuable than gold. Students who recover their voices will feel genuine gratitude. Observers will notice this, and subtly, our reputation grows. We improve the Lyceum's environment, attract top students, and through that trust and loyalty, they continue engaging with our initiatives. It's a self-reinforcing cycle, a closed loop where everyone benefits.
You still haven't answered my question. Esten's completely unknown. How do you know he can actually cure speech loss?
Young Master Rowan, I have my network. A merchant's strength lies in exclusive channels and trusted agreements. I cannot disclose Esten's personal details. But rest assured, he's a qualified psychologist, and he has helped the students. No harm will come to the Serene Lyceum. I must attend to other matters. I'll take my leave for now.
Magister Merlin? Honestly, I don't like Aurelian. Win-win, self-reinforcing cycle. Sure. The Academy is funded by the Mithril Consortium. Reputation and profits matter. With wealth comes responsibility beyond just multiplying coins. Maybe I'm not mature enough to grasp it yet. Something's definitely off about Esten, and I bet Aurelian's been cutting corners. He's a senior director of the Mithril Consortium. I need solid proof of his misconduct. With that, I can report him and get him kicked off the board. And if I can figure out who Esten really is, this whole scheme will unravel. Since you're investigating the speech loss issue, want to work together? Good. I'll trace the donation funds and look into his background. You can...
Master, apologies for interrupting. There's been a breach in the Stellar Spire. Uninvited guests forced their way in and took several items. Your return is advised. I'll explain fully once you're here.
That sounds serious. I hope nothing too important was taken. I'll see you later.
We'll protect us.
Copy that. I'll take care of it. Nothing to be afraid of.
This is my fault. I failed in my duty to guard the tower. I'm sorry, Master. Please don't be angry. I was researching recipes to improve your dinner menu when I got word of visitors. Acting Headmistress Dorella of the Serene Lyceum arrived, along with several men claiming to be school staff. Dorella said they were conducting a campus-wide compliance check for unauthorized items. Everyone on campus had to comply, including your tower. When I tried to contact you, one of Dorella's companions bound me with magic and threatened me, preventing any communication with you. Then they ransacked the tower, confiscating anything they called non-compliant for inspection. I asked when they would return the items, but received no clear answer. So I contacted you urgently. They couldn't access your private rooms or the stellar chamber, only the first floor. I know they took the memory stars containing hypofiends, but I'm unsure about anything else. Master, would you like to inventory the missing items? Preliminary check complete. Besides the 4 memory stars, at least 5 mementos and 2 ancient tomes are missing. This is only a preliminary count. Your collection is vast, so I need more time to cross-reference the records. I apologize again, Master. I failed to guard the tower. I'm grateful for your boundless patience and understanding. I'll continue cataloging and provide a full list of confiscated items. I will lock down the tower in the meantime. No one will enter again without your permission.
Envoy Evie and Magister Merlin. What's happening?
Nothing to worry about. I'm just following up on the selection exam. You're responsible for storing and transporting the creatures used, yes?
That's right. I handle storage, daily care, and logs. I always have accurate records. I've never broken regulations. As for transportation, I'm only responsible for transporting things from the warehouse to Solstice Hall. Anything beyond that is handled by senior staff authorized by Dorella.
Were you aware that a hypofiend escaped during one of the trials?
Aware? Well, she docked half my bonus over it. Said it happened on my watch. Which is absolute nonsense. I always keep full records. Nothing was mishandled.
Why not appeal to the school?
I did, but it didn't matter. Dorella still shoved all the blame onto me. I've been working here for 16 years. I never missed a shift, and the warehouse I'm in charge of has never had a single problem. Dorella's actions are a total slap in the face for my dedication. But what can I do? She's the acting headmistress, and I'm just a lowly staff member.
I see. Magister Merlin, did you need something from Liam as well?
Huh? We haven't had a compliance check in months. Within the past 10 days, the warehouse hasn't received any new items.
Could someone have bypassed you?
Impossible! The warehouse has strict rules. Every time it's open, the requester and I must both be present, and proper magical authorization is required. If these rules aren't followed, a major alarm is triggered. Even the late headmaster couldn't open it alone. There's no way the acting headmistress could.
Got it. Thanks for your cooperation. Magister, why were you asking about contraband? Wait, what? Dorella actually broke into your tower and stole something? She is bolder than I thought. But I wouldn't call that a smart move. She volunteered to manage all the magical items for the selection exam. I have testimonies from several students to back it up. But once we found out about the missing hypofiend, she tried to wash her hands of the whole thing. That's why I went to see the warehouse manager for a final check. Exactly what I'm thinking. And with the Adamant Syndicate involved, there's a chance we don't know how deep the Syndicate is in on this. If they got to Jervin, getting to Dorella wouldn't be a stretch. This means they likely ordered her to break into your tower. That would explain why she got so reckless. Now, we just need proof.
Master, pardon the interruption. I have finished checking your inventory and confirmed the final list of missing items. The intruders took 4 memory stars, each sealing a hypofiend, plus 2 magic tomes, 5 keepsakes, and 1 royal medallion.
Interesting. Since when is a medallion considered contraband?
This one was made by the royal court to honor Magister Merlin's service for the Lightbearer Empire. It is pure gold, inlaid with 4 magic stones of your own making, Master. Only 10 were made, and their worth is immeasurable. I must apologize once more for my failure.
I'm listening. The medallion, huh? Looks like she's finally going to learn a lesson. Give it your all, Magister. What's your plan? I'm sure she's not just going to hand the items over. Oh? I like the sound of that. But the office is one of the most heavily protected places in the Lyceum. You can't just walk in. Do you need my help? Well, I'll keep looking into the missing hypofiend case then. See you soon.
Wait, let me guess. You need my help, right? Come on, anything is better than working. Oh dear. By regulation, the only one allowed unrestricted access is the headmistress herself. If changing that rule were easy, I would have helped you when we were investigating little Lamar's death. A fair point. I'll dig through the regulations on office access. There must be some logical loophole somewhere. Wait here. I'm back. That was exhausting. I can't transfer the headmaster's authority to you without school board approval. But that doesn't mean I'm out of tricks. Those tiny mortals forgot one very important thing. Nothing in the rules says I can't teach you how to break the magic protecting the headmaster's office. Most people overlook it because you'd have to go through 327 books and records just to get the basics of the spell. So now all I have to do is give that clever little head of yours a tap, dump all those weird, twisted spell constructions inside, and let you work out the reverse engineering yourself. Just like that? I dug through so much research, my head's still aching. This is way harder than whipping up a couple of fake student badges. Which brings us to... Finally! I've been waiting for this moment forever! I'll give you this info in exchange for vacation time. What's wrong with Hypogeans? I'm a hard-working, law-abiding rule Hypogean. Don't worry, most students these days behave just fine. A few minor slip-ups won't cause any real trouble. That's the beauty of strict rules. Once habits are formed, people follow them even when the enforcer steps away. Saves everyone a lot of trouble. Look, I'm not asking for much. 3 days per year. What do you say? You heartless mage! I've worked over 20 years straight without a single day off! Fine, I'll compromise. If 3 days is too much, fewer is fine. I just need a break. I really want to sleep in for a whole day. And I'm not pushing it any further. I won't show myself to students or leave the Lyceum. That's my whole request. Fair? Just 1 day? Fine! Guess that's what I get for signing that ridiculous agreement with you. I shouldn't have wasted time arguing over what that all possible support clause actually meant. I should have slipped vacation days in instead. If only I'd learned how human contracts work. Work your clever little brain, and soon you'll be able to walk into the headmaster's office anytime you want. My first vacation in ages! Time to plan the perfect day off. See ya!
I didn't expect to see you here, Merlin. Sorry, I'm actually here to see Headmistress Durella. She should be in there, right? I don't see how you'd be out here if she weren't. She's the headmistress. How could she endanger her students and steal from you? She is unfit to serve as headmistress. I plan to bring the results of the speech loss case to her attention, but I can no longer trust her judgment. I'll have to rely on you for this, Merlin. Every student treated by the Grand Mentor is showing signs of magic exhaustion. They all said the same thing. Sudden weakness. Like all their strength drained away. At first, I thought it was a lingering effect of the ailment. Rest should have fixed it. But then the symptoms worsened. The magic started fading. Slowly. Steadily. Exactly. That's why I suspect Grand Mentor Eston may be linked to Franz, the one who tricked the student into signing those contracts. Or his treatment may have triggered something already lying dormant in them.
Professor Solis, have you seen the headmistress?
Slow down. What happened?
A hypo-fiend! There's a hypo-fiend in the art gallery!
Did anyone get hurt?
Not yet. It hasn't attacked anyone. Sylvan's already evacuating students.
I understand. Headmistress Durella isn't in her office. Go warn the other professors. I'm heading to the gallery now.
Yes, Professor.
Magister, good timing. It appeared out of nowhere, but hasn't attacked anyone. I thought about attacking it, but we can't afford to risk destroying any of the art.
Sylvan and I could try containment spells, but if it goes berserk, everything here is at risk.
Make way for the Grand Mentor! The Grand Mentor will save us!
Everyone settle down. Listen carefully, and I promise you'll stay safe. Cooperation. That's the real key here. Hypofiend, yes, I can tell you understand me. You're not angry, are you? Just lonely, misunderstood. You don't seek destruction. You seek to be seen, to be respected. These young ones aren't here to judge you. They're simply watching, waiting to see who you'll choose to be. Give me your anger, your pain. I won't seal you away or strike you down like others would. I'll show the world what you can become. And that's how everyone wins. Yes, exactly. Trust me completely. Lay down your anger. It's poisonous. Let it go. That's right. Treat others kindly, and they'll return the same. If you understand, nod. Tell me, will you raise violence again? Remember this peace. Remember that we are not your enemy, and you are not ours. As you've just seen, hypofiends are lost souls, not monsters. When we understand instead of reject, conflict fades. Compassion turns even the fiercest into something gentle. Remember this, my young friends. The strength of the soul surpasses even the greatest magic.
Thank you, Grand Mentor!
Come, let's take our friend somewhere safe.
How did he possibly tame a hypofiend? I've read many files on these creatures, and there's not one credible record of that ever happening. Either way, two questions still don't add up. Where did the hypofiend come from? And why was it following his commands? The ones Durella took from you. Durella has a secret report for the Adamant Syndicate? So the Syndicate really does have her acting head mistress on a leash. That report alone is grounds for arrest. If I take her into custody, she might talk. Like what Eston did just now. Either he's working for the Syndicate, or he's one of them. And this probably isn't their only move. We need to stay alert.
Then the speech loss may not be an illness at all, but a dark magic effect. Just like the magic contracts, it's all connected. Using students for something like this, that's unforgivable.
Agreed. We have to act now. No matter the angle, the Serene Lyceum can't take another major incident. One more thing. I keep feeling like I've heard that Grand Mentor speak before. His tone was familiar.
I'll show the world what you can become. And that's how everyone wins.
Excellent! Prudence and courage in equal measure. Qualities of those who prosper. Together, we shall achieve results you will not regret.
What matters most are win-win partnerships and mutual gain. They benefit everyone.
The win-win phrase. Fran said it to me when he tried to get me to sign the magic contract. Eston and Fran sound alike too. Same delivery, same arrogance. Even their expressions match. The Mithril Consortium merchant? I've never met him, but I heard he's visiting Starfall County. Then he's tied to the speech loss scheme too. If none of this is a coincidence, the worst case is that Aurelian, Durella, Franz, and Eston are all working together under the Syndicate. Did you connect the dots? You look serious. That's why Eston and Fran sounded so alike. It all lines up if manipulation magic was involved. Aurelian and the Syndicate have been targeting the Serene Lyceum repeatedly. We still don't know the full extent of their plans. How about we start with Dorella? That report you found clearly links her to the Syndicate. That's enough for me to bring her in. Aurelian's trickier. We don't have enough evidence yet, but Dorella might lead us to more once she's in custody. Exactly. Once she knows she's exposed, she'll warn the Syndicate, and they'll initiate their counterplan. We can't risk that. Let's go to the headmaster's office. Dorella's time as acting headmistress ends today.
Did no one teach you to knock, Merlin? This level of arrogance is unacceptable. I'll have you dismissed. Wait, how did you even get in here? This room should be protected by magic.
Madame Dorella, I strongly suggest you calm down and listen. As an envoy of the Lightbearer Empire, I am placing you under investigation.
What? On what grounds?
I obtained a report from you. It details your direct dealings with the Adamant Syndicate. It also confirms that you released a malefic wraith during the court mage selection exam, deliberately misdirected the investigation, and endangered students. And you broke into Magister Merlin's tower, stealing multiple memory stars containing sealed hypofiends. One of them matches a hypofiend Eston tamed earlier today.
How did you get that?
Madame Dorella, do you have anything to say in your defense?
I was framed.
Framed? The evidence is consistent and well documented.
No. Mr. Aurelian, please, tell them the truth. You're a respected member of the Academy Board. They'll listen to you.
As I mentioned earlier, my visit is prompted by a series of recent operational irregularities at the Lyceum.
What?
Since you assumed office, administrative problems have surfaced one after another. First, the missing hypofiends, then the magic contracts, and now the speech loss cases. These are signs of mismanagement and a lack of accountability. Initially, I considered it a matter of inexperience. but now I'm inclined to suspect deliberation. In short, I see no path to continued cooperation. Board regulations oblige me to propose a replacement.
Aurelian, you...
Envoy Evie, please escort her. Time is a scarce resource, and as a board member, I have far more pressing matters than entertaining excuses.
Madame Durella, given the severity of these charges, you're facing a lengthy imprisonment. The public office's detention ward isn't as elegant as this place, but it will give you plenty of time to think, and perhaps come up with better explanations.
No! Aurelian! You said everything would be fine! You expect me to take all the blame? I won't! If I fall, you fall with me. Merlin, Envoy Evie, he's the one behind all of this. Franz worked for him. The magic contracts were his design. The speech loss outbreak was planned long in advance. Even the Grand Mentor is aligned with him. I was coerced into cooperation. No, manipulated. He's the real mastermind behind all this, and he's a member of the Adamant Syndicate.
Merlin, you've likely suspected my affiliation all along. Since that suspicion exists, we may as well lay everything on the table. A successful merchant, after all, must possess methods best left discreet, and advantages sufficient to secure victory. Wouldn't you agree?
What have you done? Why is our magic disappearing?
Ah, a small clarification. Magic, like capital, never truly disappears. It only changes hands. In this case, to me.
But I never signed a magic contract.
You should know a successful merchant always has a few tricks of his own. Your true name is recorded on the contract, simply not by your own hand.
You can steal someone's magic just by knowing their name?
An astute observation, Merlin. What a shame. I had hoped to collect another batch of magic from the Grand Mentor. Those students drift through their studies without understanding magic's essence. Power like that, left unguided, is little more than waste. The Adamant Syndicate, the Mithril Consortium, they're merely platforms, channels for opportunity. Merlin, would you care to join forces? Together, we could become the greatest mages in all of Asperia. Alliances shift with the market. My offer remains, should circumstances inspire reconsideration. I am Aurelian, one of the 7 elders of the Adamant Syndicate. Greed is my title and my mask. I've observed you closely. From the moment we met at the Serene Lyceum, I knew you were no ordinary individual. You learn quickly, adapt faster, and rarely miss an opportunity presented to you. Qualities essential to any successful merchant. Greed is natural. Desire is not something to deny. Harness it, and you can gain far more than you ever imagined. Should you ever decide to manage it, my door remains open. Then our discussion ends here. A pity. I prefer win-win partnerships, but if cooperation is no longer on the table, I'll simply claim the win myself.
Copy that. I'll take care of it.
Did you really think you'd walk away the winner? You can't escape my contract. I know your true name. Your magic is mine! Merlin? That is not your name?
That Aurelian is yours, right?
Why is my contract failing on you? Your real name is not Merlin, nor is it that. What is your real name?
You'll have plenty of time to do that behind bars.
Fine. I admit defeat. But don't think you'll always be the winner.
That's enough for now. We'll save the rest for the official interrogation. Magister Merlin, now that we've exposed the speech loss incident as Aurelian's scheme, and with his magic drained, the contracts are now void. The affected student should make a full recovery. I'll have these two taken to the Office of Public Order for holding, then begin their interrogations. What will you do now? All right, let's hope everything is back in order. We also need to wrap up the situation with Professor Zoria. Now that we have the true culprit for the headmaster's death, and the mastermind behind the missing hypofiend, Zoria's in the clear. Once the interrogation is over and the evidence confirmed, I'll release her immediately. She should be able to return to school in a few days. I'll make sure this leaves no stain on her record. Aurelian has his connections, I have mine. Until next time, then.
Hello, Professor Merlin. The students have fully recovered. Tura above, I'm so glad. Professor Merlin, I imagine you had a hand in resolving this issue? We're fortunate to have you at the Serene Lyceum. Once you return to teaching, I'm sure the classrooms will be packed again.
I never realized how great it feels to just speak. I was going to see the Grand Mentor, but then I heard the first students he treated were losing their magic. I thought I'd never be able to speak again. None at all. I'm fully recovered. No problems at all.
I was just looking for you. The students have been cured. I see. I never imagined the ones behind these incidents had the same mastermind. I've heard of Aurelian. He's a member of the school board. A board member, conspiring with the acting headmistress to do this.
It's a disgrace to the Serene Lyceum. Thank you for helping set things right.
The students who were losing magic from Eston's treatment have stabilized, but we should still monitor them for a while. I'll prepare potions to help repair their bodies, but the magic they've already lost, that's irreversible.
Let's hope they've learned a lesson. Students should understand there's no shortcuts in magic.
True. We might finally get a few days of peace. By the way, with Durella's arrest, the Lyceum is without a headmaster again. Looks like we'll need to appoint a new one soon. Merlin?
With one headmaster dead and the acting headmistress arrested, you have a point.
Being a competent head of the Lyceum is no simple task. They need to manage the school, keep things running smoothly, and oversee the students' learning, lives, and safety, as well as balance all the factions, uphold the school's reputation and honor,
And secure funding for the school. That little runt? Maybe in 10 years. Maybe after I bask in the sun for a bit, the warm air will help me think of someone. How about you, Celise?
I do have someone in mind.
Magister Merlin, it's been ages! Are you here to see who's gonna be the next headmaster, too? Well, I think anyone would be better than Madame Durella.
I seriously can't believe the acting headmistress worked with outsiders to hurt students. If she hadn't been caught, the Lyceum would have been totally messed up.
So, who do you think will be the next headmaster?
Maybe Professor Fernando? Or Professor Victor? What do you think?
I don't know. Neither of them really has experience running a school, right? Shouldn't it be someone who does?
I think it should be Professor Azoria. I mean, she's the oldest teacher here now. And I heard she even taught you once, Magister Merlin.
What? She taught Magister Merlin? Then... yeah. I think it should be Professor Zoria, too.
Hey! Weren't you just saying you couldn't decide?
You two, stop arguing already! Don't bicker in front of Magister Merlin. That's rude.
Magister Merlin, you wouldn't happen to be our new headmistress, would you? I see. That's a shame. If you were headmistress, that'd be incredible. I mean, headmistress of the Serene Lyceum, Magister Merlin? Just hearing it sounds impressive. Still, if I got a vote, I'd definitely nominate Professor Celise. She's gentle, approachable, and incredibly patient. I think she understands us. She knows what we're thinking and how to guide and teach us. And she never gets mad at students, let alone gives out unfair punishments. If she were the headmistress, maybe the school rules wouldn't be so bad.
it's... Oh, your name escapes me again. I'll just call you Merlin. Seems the recent trouble at the Lyceum has kept you quite busy. Just as I'd expect from Merlin. Once the new headmaster starts, the Serene Lyceum should return to normal. Then I can finally go back to teaching in peace. As for my recommendation, Professor Zoria. She's one of the most senior instructors here, second only to former Headmaster Lemar. Her qualifications and standing are beyond question. Her classes are very popular, and she's well respected by the students. They may be intimidated by her, but almost no one dislikes her lessons. She's also deeply respected among the faculty. She often mentors newer professors and shares her experience. Everyone trusts her judgment. The board once considered appointing her as deputy headmistress, but she declined, saying it would interfere with her teaching. If she's chosen this time, even if only as deputy headmistress, I really hope she accepts. I honestly can't think of anyone more suitable.
Thanks to you, the affairs at the Serene Lyceum have been resolved. You should start considering your next journey. The Adamant Syndicate has meddled too deeply in dark magic. Their motives remain unclear. They are not to be ignored. Siren, as the chief court mage, maintains close ties with the royal family and nobility. There will undoubtedly be more turmoil ahead. We must be prepared. As Merlin, you've always borne great responsibility. However, I do admit you truly deserve a good rest. I don't recall you ever taking interest in such matters. If memory serves, you were once the student who nearly drove Headmaster Lemar to resign in despair. So, what is it about the election that concerns you? I agree. The Serene Lyceum must never fall into the hands of someone like Dorella again. An incident like the magic contract issue must not happen again. That said, administration and teaching are entirely different disciplines. A beloved teacher is not necessarily a capable administrator. An administrator must persuade the board, balance competing interests seeking to exploit the position, and restore confidence among faculty and students. Wisdom, eloquence, and trust. These are the reasons Headmaster Lemar was competent, not me. The board is more likely to appoint someone transferred from another institution, or someone with prior administrative experience. Either way, I will abide by the board's decision. If an outsider or administrator takes the role, I will assist from the sidelines. And if, for unforeseen reasons, my name does appear on the list, I'm not entirely without experience. After all, I acted as Headmaster Lemar for a period of time. There is one more thing concerning your two familiars. They came to discuss with me. They wish to remain at the Academy.
Magister, now that everyone knows you're Merlin, you'll be the target of a lot of forces. Some really dangerous.
As your familiars, we need to grow strong enough to help you. If we can't, we might end up being a weak spot instead of a shield. Magister, even if we'll miss you a lot, we don't want to hold you back anymore.
That is precisely why they sought me out. They wish to study here and temper themselves under my guidance. I will personally mentor them, teaching both magical theory and combat. Their study period will be indefinite. Once they pass my examination, they may return to your side. Correct. I will not lower my standards simply because they're your familiars.
You don't need to worry. Chippy will train every day. We want to return to your side as soon as we can and adventure with you again.
Then it's settled. Merlin, thank you for all you've done. In the future, if needed, I will await you here again under the name of Bedivere. Just as you answered my call this time, I will forever answer your summons.
Goodbye! Next time we meet, we'll be an extra amazing Chippy and Hammy!
Magister, we'll write to you often.
May your journey ahead be smooth.